We really got to get our strengths back in order as it relates to indigenous peoples on the planet. For one, we know that this is not an isolated situation when you're talking about Flint, Michigan, and just how the hands of greed, not the powers that be, but the hands of greed that use manipulative factors and prey on the adolescence that is now the resonative factor of you being extrapolated and taken away from your spiritual dominance on planet Earth. They know that you are ignorant or have become ignorant to a plethora of knowledge and informative factor as it relates to your own being. They prey on the fact that we have stepped out of our anatomical strengths when it comes to the alchemy, when it comes to the diagnosis of our biology and our ability to truly transcend the toxic claws of man. For mankind can't vibe on the same resonative frequency as human, because we have a huge dynamic of being able to transmigrate metals, alloys, all these different base minerals, base metals, base elements into a precious refinery. We're able to refine the elements of our life, the elements of nature, the elements of nature, in such a way through our natural chemistry with that which is nature, our natural chemic system of alchemy, which is what this process constantly is taking place in the body. We fail to realize how powerful our DNA is. Our strength is our immune system, and that is what's under attack. Our strength is our immune system, and that's merely what's under attack by way of integration and differentiation of elemental factors that cater to the credence of our ability to move forward as a people. Now let me stop swinging and bustling and nussling and tussling with these big old words. You got to get back to your true essential soul and start eating and consuming things that are cohesively matched to your genetic imprint on planet Earth, your black biology. Now, with all these scare tactics that they try to deploy with the Flint, Michigan, and anything else that they try to deploy thereafter, as it relates to the toxic cesspool that they've engulfed within our reality, you see what I'm saying? Like, look at that. All these motorcycles, all these cars. We're constantly being bombarded by a world that is highly polluted, for one. So you look at the leads and the mercuries and the cadmiums and the aluminums and all these other heavy metals that are radically uncontrolled within our paradigm, that are ill affecting and ill influencing our bodily circumstances, right? Not only are we constantly bombarded by these things, but then we are constantly led alof. We are led astray of the things that should be catered into our day-to-day activity, into our day-to-day regiments, that will be able to combat and strengthen us against that kryptonite that they constantly try to impose into our world. And I do say kryptonite because we are the superhumans on planet Earth. Yet they try to use your very strengths against you because you've lost sight of it even being a strength in the first place. So little do you know that the antioxidants that are needed to be able to facilitate the transport system within the biological inference, within your biology, your genome, your black genetics, right, Little do you know that, or remember, because you know it, it's in your DNA. So I don't even want to speak like you don't know, because it's in your biology. It's still within your epigenetic coding. But we just have to sync you back into that overstanding. But little do you remember that berries, herbs, base life of plants is what's in the facilitation of your health and your wellness. For you to be well, you have to be in health. Oh man. Peace. Well, y'all may not be able to see it right now, but I'm just chilling here underneath the stars, you know what I'm saying? And figured I'll let you into my world real quick, you know. Whereas we naturally harmonize, so we utilize these facilitated elements in a much different dynamic, and it was more so close to the heart, literally, for us. You have heart made out of gold, you know. You have rearranged monatomic elements that derive within the heart chakra. You understand what I'm saying? You have quartz in your bones, you know what I'm saying? That's silicon dioxides taking place, oxidation of different crystal minerals. You have diamonds in your eyes, diamonds in your bone. You have diamonds, you have calcite, you know what I'm saying? Carbonates in your ears. Like, you have all these different facilitations of that which is outside internally as well. You have iron in your blood, you know what I'm saying? You ever heard iron deficiency? That means that your blood ain't flowing proper. Get you some cayenne, get you some ginger, you understand? Get you some fruits into your system. You A-okay, you understand? But this is what I'm going to tell you as far as a remedy, and that reminds me, I digressed OD just now. Come back to Mother Earth as it relates to your dietary consumption. Works. What I've coined and what I've enveloped to call it libertary consumption. Come into a libertary consumption to what you're taking in and day out. What's on your plate matters. That's the only space revolution is going to start at, is on your plate. Making sure that you have a psychic level of defense that is par none when it comes to putting yourself in a disposition that would precede their ability to try to implement anything to challenge the integrity of your genetics. When you're looking at all these scare tests they're hitting you, oh, the kids are going to suffer from low IQs. They'll never think for themselves again. Oh, the ADHD, attention deficit disorders, are going to be wazoo, which can never really readily be diagnosed by any psychologist, any person of the mind who understands how these things are diagnosed. Part of your train is about to go by. You hear that electromagnetic frequency though, before it even comes. See, you hear the spark before the train comes. Listen, I'm going through that analogy. Listen. All right. Now, before the train actually came to its point of impact, you heard a preemptive electrical current taking place on the railroad track. This is exactly what I'm saying. Before the train got to its place of locale, something had to happen before it. That's what needs to happen with your biology. The electrical currency has to be so facilitated so that whichever comes your way, may it be good or bad, there's going to be something already to be said about your biology before it even tries to hit you. So if you have high levels of zinc, high levels of calcium fluctuated within your biology, lead may not affect you as harsh as it could if you're eating a poor dietary instead of consuming libertary consumption. You understand what I'm saying? If you are taking in the berries that you need organically, fruits with organic seeds, and I only stress, I need y'all to not oh, this GMO, it's just a fruit, an apple's an apple. No, get you some seeds in them fruits. Every fruit that you eat should have seeds in it. There is no exception to that. Because what the seeds are going to be able to do is help you detox. And this is also a remedy, blueprint, black print for my beings dealing with the current situation in Flint and world over. We all need to do this right now. Taking more seeds. The seeds from different berries, like the blueberries, blackberries, mulberries, wild blueberries, strawberries, especially strawberries. If you know, the strawberries have their seeds on the outer layer of the fruit. These seeds don't get decomposed or digested within our digestive tract. You see what I'm saying? Because the hydrochloric acid doesn't actually break down these seeds, and these seeds have a covalent bond to a lot of these heavy metals that allow it to actually be secreted through the kidney, through the liver, etc., etc., and come back out the South Pole rather than regenerate inside the body. And again, that's entwines me into all these scare tests that I was telling you about. You know what I mean? They're trying to let you know how ill-affected you're going to be long-term based on these things hitting your community. However, what they're not doing, and this is why I know it's the intent of manipulation and malicious tactic, because I know they understand the science of epigenetics, because they've been having a scope on us for over 500 years, extended throughout slavery and to the present day. They watching, they know their scientific prowesses have touched some things of common sense. So they understand that genetics is based on the precursor of the things that you apply in your day and now. Right now, your DNA is changing. Things are dying and recreating in skin tissue, blood cells. All the molecular structures in your body are regenerating themselves constantly throughout the periods of life. So all these scare tactics only affect you if they're not giving you the catch-22, which is the fact that you have to change your lifestyle to change the outcome of how your kids are going to be ill-affected by the catastrophic events that took place on this day and age. You understand what I'm saying? So if you keep eating the bad foods. Alright, so when you selecting your greens, right, you gotta look at a lot of different alternatives nowadays. You know, so as it relates to Flint, Michigan, you want to deal with a lot of different things that have other metals that are going to help secrete or help the detoxification method. So what you want to aim for are pretty much like dark leafy greens, like when you look at the dinosaur kale, right? Dinosaur kale is one. Another one is something like the collard, right? These right here, the collards. And you know, a lot of these dark leafy greens, or even you can even down with the purple cabbage. Purple cabbage is also really good. Anything that's dark in hue pigmentation is going to be able to facilitate certain levels of detoxification on a microcosmic scale. We're going to keep it simple right now, just for variance of understanding the different greens that you want to aim for. Purple kale as well. Purple kale. And the whole juicing epidemic is fly. Juicing is definitely good, but I would advise for my brothers and sisters in Flint, Michigan, more so if you could blend together a lot of these mixtures of fruits and greens, it will be a lot more beneficial, because what you really want to hone in on is keeping the fibers intact with the consumption that you're taking in.